Regular Nobodies.
Alright.
Hello.
Did you say that out loud?
Yes.
Well, today, our episode is about NPCs. More specifically, inner monologue.
Or rather, people who have a lack of it.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to even think about what you would do if you can't think.
Like, yeah, because in my head, I hear words. Like, I talk in my head, and I can hear those words, and I'll make all kinds of different voices and all kinds of stuff. Like, how I did a little research, and I guess the way that people who don't have inner monologue, like, function is it's more visual based. Like, instead of thinking, oh, I need fish and I need like a list or whatever, if they're going down a list, they see the image of the whole thing.
Yeah, it's funny because I probably came across the exact same thing. Like, there's people that they don't think of words, but they think of like the image and more of like, you know, a to-do list, just like you said. And I mean, like, still though, like, I can think of images, like, or like I can even think of Arnold Schwarzenegger right now,
Right.
saying his "to the chopper" line in his exact voice.
Right.
And it's like I could picture the scene and everything. And you know what? I just made him eat an apple too. And it's like,
Well, if they're visual based though, can they see visually? Like, can they recall movies or no?
well, I mean, if you recall a movie scene, you're kind of doing like a frame by frame, but you know, it's kind of like a movie. You're picturing each individual frame, but you know, in the 24 FPS.
Right, but maybe you're not hearing any of the dialogue. You're just seeing the action or something.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. Because apparently they don't hear words in their head. They just see.
And what about people that can do, like, they can, like, if I think of the word, I can hear the word, I can picture the word.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And if I want, I can turn it into a 3D word and look at the D sideways or flip it around a little bit this way, and I can see the W at an angle.
I can make the word explode and make a cool sound effect in my head too. Oh, hi, Kitty.
Now, when you think of an explosion, what kind of, like, are you talking, like, an explosion sound like from, like, Borderlands? Or are we talking about, like, an explosion sound from, like, Star Wars? Like the
I just
Generic
make up
explosion number 4.
Yeah.
Wilhelm scream.
Right. It is interesting though. No inner monologue though. Like, I don't know how. But honestly, they say that people who have no inner monologue, they're, I guess, more peaceful in their head.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. It's like these people don't have that inner criticism of anything that they do.
Mm-hmm. Or criticism of other people. Like, they're not overly critical of things because they're not just constantly talking to themselves about
Yeah, it's like,
everything.
oh man, dude, I can't believe he walked like that.
Right.
Look, it looks like a fucking goof. How do I walk? Do I look
Right.
like a goof?
Do I look that stupid when I walk?
And yeah, and then you start walking funny because you're overthinking it.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're manually walking instead of doing the whole automatic thing.
Then you walk into a wall.
Bang.
Yeah.
It must be pretty peaceful not having an inner monologue, but how are you supposed to reflect? Like, you know, the whole shower thoughts thing. Like, how do you reflect upon the day after you're done?
I guess they don't. I guess
My
they
shower thoughts consist of I need to be clean.
I guess they just sort of go through their actions. It's more like action based. Like,
What I read is it says they're like all of their attention is on the task at hand.
yeah.
It's not like, oh, I can autopilot through dishes. It's no, I'm just doing the dishes.
Right. So
all
they're not
of my
really even
attention
thinking
is
about
on the dishes.
right. So they're not even really thinking about what they're. It's almost like zoning out,
Yeah.
I suppose. And then they'll just like maybe see the task that they want to do next in their head, and then just go do that.
I don't know, but that's kind of like visually thinking about what you're doing.
Well, they say that they visualize.
Well, there's an even smaller percentage of people that just don't have anything going on in there.
Those are true non-player characters, though.
They're true.
Right.
Well, like yesterday when I got home, so the way my cats are is as soon as I bend over, Andrew hops on my back.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed it was particularly smelly, so I went in the litter room and I saw that Eli didn't bury his poop. So then it's like, all right, so do I cover it before I get their food out? Or do I do it after? And then I was thinking, well, if I bend over, Andrew's going to hop on my back. I'm not wearing my sweater, so it's going to hurt my back. So I should probably do it after I feed them. But if I do it after I feed them, it's going to keep the smell going. Then I got to... It just keeps going. But
It's a conundrum.
If you don't think, you don't got to worry about that.
No, you just go. All right.
I wonder if you can liken it to like when somebody's talking to you, and unless you're thinking over while they're talking, some people will literally just make up their mind of what they're going to say to you as soon as you stop talking, and they're not actually listening to what you say. I know people like that, but some people will actually just go quiet in their head and listen to what you're saying, and then afterwards respond to it. So maybe it's like that. Maybe it's like when somebody's talking to you and you just go quiet in your head. That's like, and then after they're done, you're just like, blah blah blah. It's like an instant response without thinking about it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's easier for them to act without thinking, which is weird for me. It's weird. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's like when I'm listening to someone and not just kind of like, trying to think about what I'm going to do after I'm done with this conversation. I hear the exact word, like I'm hearing you, but then I'm also playing what you're saying in my head in your voice. So then it's like I'm not hearing it, well, I guess I'm hearing it twice, but it's at the time my brain receives that information, which is near automatic.
What do you think?
I don't.
I don't think, therefore I am not.
Therefore I am not.
I don't know. I really don't. I'm lost.
It's a strange time. When I found out that people don't have an inner monologue, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how does that even work? How do they get through a day?
They do.
It must be pretty peaceful.
I suppose. Because I tell you, all I hear in my head is my voice. Just going on and on and on. And I'm just like, okay,
It's like,
shut up.
Shut up. Yeah, it's kind of why I like to smoke before bed. Because then I notice when I smoke and I let the monologue start taking over my thoughts instead of focusing on what I'm doing, which is either laying in bed, trying to watch something entertaining to fall asleep to, or it's like playing video games. And if I'm playing video games, it's like, you could be doing something more productive. And then the conflict part, I argue back. It's like, no, like, people wind down, watch television, and, if you want to make a comparison, playing games keeps your brain active and increases your reflexes and... Shut up! I'm trying to play games. I'm trying... And then, well, because you start arguing with yourself, you gotta rewind the video a minute or two back because you weren't even focusing on what was going on.
Right. Now, when I watch a movie or I play a video game, my inner monologue usually pretty much turns off. Unless something happens and I'm just like, what the fuck was that? And then I'll start thinking about it. But usually when I'm watching a movie, I'm there to watch the movie. I'm 100% just
Right,
keyed in.
when I am playing games, I am in the game.
Right.
I'm
Just
going
do.
to sit there, hyper focus on it until I have nothing else to do.
Must be
But
nice.
I'll think about what I'm doing though in the game. I'll be like, I'm gonna go steal his car.
What am I gonna do after I get
Right.
caught?
And I'm gonna run over a few people on the way. Oop, that's one more than I wanted. Now I got the cops on me, damn it. Okay, I'll just go to my secret spot.
Alright, what's that cheat code to remove the cops? Alright, done.
Right. Oh, I don't do that. I just have like, it's so easy to lose the cops. in GTA.
Yeah.
They're so stupid.
The correct answer is Skyfall.
Yeah.
Well, it's like,
Immortality
Skyfall,
Skyfall.
you just put on the cheat code, Skyfall 3 times, you're done.
well, it's like the crazier part is it's like I can't tell you on hand like right now what
There
it
is a
is.
tentacle trying to grab me. Ah! Ah, tentacle! It's a hairy tentacle.
No, but it's like
Action packed these shows are.
yeah, if I think about it very slowly, I can tell you the buttons for the cheat code by like. But like if I had the control in my hand, I could be like, all right, Skyfall's activated.
Yeah, when I couldn't tell you the actual buttons for the codes, but when I pick up that controller, it's a what's a muscle memory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like GTA San Andreas. I wish it was in like GTA 4 and 5, but the exploding cars cheat. I could do that in like 3 seconds flat, and it's like 15, 20 buttons. You gotta go like.
So I have the super jump memorized and the fast run memorized, but for the life of me, I still can't memorize the invincibility. Oh, and the free fall, I have that memorized, but that's it. I do like exploding rounds though.
Yeah, that's really
Now,
fun.
GTA 4, I was pretty good with cheat codes, but mostly just spawning cars.
Spawning cars, heck yeah. Spawn an airplane every once in a while.
Yeah,
All right, so
spawn boats.
we kind of
We're off track.
yeah, but not. I mean, not too much because it like muscle memory is like a
Right,
you know I guess you could say a form of memory, form of thought.
right. We're NPC adjacent now. So
But yeah, so
Steer it back the right way.
right, steer it back.
the guy that kind of like pioneered the whole inner monologue research, his name was Russell Hurlburt.
Russell Hurlburt.
Yeah, and he's the
Ticker
one,
tape it. Russell.
yeah, he was the.
Jesus fucking Christ, you cats.
It's because the blinds are open.
Yeah, now he's behind them.
That's what he wanted.
So
Yeah, he's the one that said 30 to 50% of people do have an internal monologue of some form. And I think it was like 13 to 37 don't, but they can think of images.
Hmm.
And then there's an even smaller group that just
do.
do.
You know, that would be nice to go to work and not be stuck in your head. Just go and do, and then go home. I would probably like work a lot more. But I'm in my head, and all I can think about is how I'd rather be home, or, you know.
If I've got something fairly recent that I have to think about, then yeah, I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
Like tonight I was thinking about just, like, I want to play Sea of Thieves. But for the most part, at work, unless someone is talking to me, I'm just putting shit in a box.
Yeah. And when I smoke, I still have an inner monologue. It doesn't ever go away.
Does it get even louder and harder to kind of push off to the side?
It just gets more creative.
Creative.
Yeah, it just wants to make stuff.
Oh.
And think of how to make stuff, and just the wheels start turning more. You see, I like to smoke when I get up, and then a little bit later, and then sometime later after that, and then even before I go to bed, and then just keep doing that. You
Yeah.
said you like to smoke before you go to bed. I'm like, just before you go to bed? Just smoke when I get up, smoke when I'm eating, smoke when I'm...
Yeah,
A crucial part of every meal.
right,
yeah,
right.
I wonder if you can kind
Take a
of
bite
like
of spaghetti.
Maybe you just gotta. Maybe you're more at peace with your inner monologue. Like, if you kind of think of it as a separate entity. Like, maybe, or even like your spiritual self. Like,
It's just me.
I just wish mine wasn't so critical, or like when I smoke, it gets so annoying and loud, and it's kind of why I stopped smoking when I lived with my roommate, because, you know, I started believing the shit that he would say, and it was, you know, I was pretty much a punching bag for him, and when I didn't smoke, it was easier to just be like, shut the fuck up, just
Right, get away from me. Right.
I don't care. Yeah,
No, I'm
You
not
get
getting you a
paranoid.
Coke.
No, seriously, like it was 4 p.m. I was sleeping. He was, you know, on his shit, his drugs. And he starts yelling, and he's like, Riley! And I'm like just ignoring him. And then I hear, you know, on my door.
Just beating on your
Yeah,
door.
he's like, get me a Coke! I'm like, dude, you're already up. Get it yourself.
It's your own damn Coke! Right. Or Pepsi, whatever.
But you know that
Around.
you can't.
Wait. Can we say that?
That's a great question. I don't think I can.
Coke. Well, the thing is with Coke, if you're talking about the drink, I think it's fine. But if we're talking about the Coke drugs, well then
we
we
have
might.
to refer to it as nose beers.
Yeah, no, we don't want to think we're promoting it. Or,
No, we're not promoting it.
Don't
No,
do drugs.
bad.
Kids, don't do this at home.
Don't do drugs.
You can do a podcast, just don't do drugs.
Yeah, that's good. Good.
Right. Actually, I wouldn't even recommend doing a podcast. A lot of weirdos out there.
Yeah. There's 3 of them in this room.
Right.
Regular weirdos. Time for a new
Regular
title
weirdos.
change.
Yep, new title.
Regular weirdos.
Yep. We're changing the name of the podcast. No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Or are we?
Let's inner monologue that for a second.
Continues twirling beer.
I just.
Regular nobody sounds better.
Yeah, it does.
What about just weirdos?
Weirdos.
Well, then people will think we're weirdos.
We are
Might watch
weirdos.
it more.
Unless the people that don't think, they'll just be like, they'll have to watch us to think that we're weirdos.
But they,
No,
that was a redundant thought.
No, they can't. They can't think it. They'll.
They can't think we're weirdos.
No, they'll say that we're weirdos.
But the weirdos will think we're normal. So then we have to change the name again to regular.
Normals.
Yeah, regular normals.
Yeah,
That sounds boring.
that is boring.
Hi, how are you?
Nice weather we're having.
Hello. I hear it's gonna rain later.
Gotta
Small
watch out
chance
for
of
them.
precipitation.
Those dang contrails.
Contrails. That's a
Fucking
whole other
contrails.
episode altogether. If you haven't watched our episode Contrails, check it out.
Contrails.
Yeah, we didn't get flagged by Wikipedia for no reason.
That's right. Also, like, subscribe, leave a comment, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, tell us your experience on Inner Monologue.
Yeah, do you have one? Do you not have one?
What's it like to not have one?
Please tell us what it's like to not have one. We want to know.
I know, it's really hard to think about.
The world needs to know. Or we do.
I'd like to.
If they tell us, then the whole world will know because everybody watches our podcast.
Literally everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah, we're...
We have some 8 billion views on every video.
Well, we've done videos about time travel, so if not now, later.
Yeah.
And that's how it works.
You should watch that episode too.
Yeah.
The craziest part is the radio waves are getting sent into space right now, and there could be an alien 1,000 years later listening to our podcast.
Mm-hmm. And they'd be like, those guys are weirdos.
But what if they can't think? What
That's
if,
true.
What if they don't have
million there? Oh my god.
What if the way that they interpret data is that it's all done externally?
Wow. Can you imagine having no internal monologue in that movie, Chaos Walking? You ever see
I've
that?
never seen that movie.
Oh, it's just on this planet, only men, you can see their thoughts when they're thinking. It like appears, and you can hear them as they think.
Oh, there's I remember reading a book in school about.
Dude, my speech bubble would be blank.
Well, I'm just saying, people with no inner monologue, there'd be nothing. And be like, are you even thinking right now? Hello?
Huh?
Well,
Huh?
even with your emotions, like calmness would be like a blue, like your thought, visual thought bubble would be blue, or like your anger would be red colored thoughts. And
Right.
but for some reason, the females weren't affected by this, and that's why you'd have societies like putting them lower. I don't know if it was the same thing with that movie, but
They segregated. Like a lot of the females were in a different place.
yeah, the men didn't like that their thoughts were always out loud, and you couldn't really interpret what the women were thinking because
Right.
it was all done internally.
Cat, you are crazy. Cats are crazy.
Indeed.
I wonder what they think.
Them?
Or at all.
They just do.
Food, food, food.
Food? Food?
Or, the occasional fuck off.
Pet me. Pet me. Pet me. Pet me. Right now it's just, what's this? What's this? And then they get into something and die.
All right.
Beating the shit out of each other.
No, he sees Pin behind the blinds, and Andrew probably sees his tail. And
For those of you who don't know what's going on, there's like 2 cats behind the camera, and they're playing, and so that's what we're talking
you now make sure you think about it,
about. Right.
Or don't.
or don't if you can't.
Talk about it.
Again, tell us what's
Right.
it like to think of nothing, and don't say nothing because that doesn't work.
Right. Don't describe it with the word. What's it like to think of nothing? Nothing. No.
So
More descriptive.
would that mean like?
Can they be more descriptive?
Yeah, there are other words that take the place of nothing.
Yeah, but can they think of those words?
No, they don't
Maybe
think.
not.
Exactly,
No, they
that's my
don't
point.
think. Some of them maybe. Maybe some of them can visualize the word nothing.
Visualize nothing.
Yeah.
I visualize nothing every day. I'm in my nothing box.
I wonder with what's going on in their mind. I guess a good way you could describe it is what it was like to be before you're born or after you die. It's not nothing, it's just it doesn't exist.
Or it's different.
It's like, I remember, I don't know if it's the same way for everyone that's blind, but they say, no, it's not black. You don't see black or dark. They say the best way to visualize it is to close one eye, and it's like, now imagine it as both.
You want to hear a weird theory? It's based on science. It's called the law of conservation of energy. It says that nothing new can be created and nothing can be destroyed. Everything just changes form, which means that we all basically existed since the beginning of the universe.
Stardust!
And will always exist. Because you can't destroy, you can only change its shape or its form.
Someday we'll all be dirt.
Well, but there's more to you than just that. There's also energy patterns.
I know.
And there's a lot more complex stuff that we don't even know about. So, all of that stays.
Yeah,
It doesn't go.
it's kind of like how the fun facts about water. It's like, oh, you're probably drinking the same water the dinosaurs did. Also, the same water that they peed out.
Astronauts drink their own pee.
Yeah, it's all filtered out.
Speaking of astronauts, Katy Perry is now an astronaut. Isn't that exciting? She's not an astronaut.
She was. I wouldn't even say it was space. It was more like
Upper atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's no more an astronaut than if I got into an airplane. I'm not a pilot. If I get on a boat, that doesn't make me a sailor.
Sure it does.
Only if I'm the one driving the damn
You
thing.
got a
but
point.
She wasn't driving that thing at all. She didn't plan out any of that or push any buttons. They sat in a chair. Real astronauts do real work. in space. And they actually pilot, and they actually do math and shit.
Yeah, she'd probably sit in there and just took a bunch of pictures while someone else did the actual work.
Yeah, other people had to plan it, make it happen. But what I think really happens is just a theory. It's a conspiracy theory.
A game theory.
Is
Can
that
we say that?
what they sent
No.
up was just an empty rocket for appearances, and everything that you see in the internal shots
Green
that they
screen.
did was no the vomit comet. You never heard of the vomit comet?
No.
Oh, it's this airplane they send up. It goes way high up and then it drops.
Oh, yeah,
And then
yeah.
up and then drops. And so when it drops, it simulates anti-gravity. That's how they do a lot of the anti-gravity shots in movies.
Yeah, and it makes you.
Apollo 13, they used it in a Big Bang show.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, that one. They used it for a couple of movies, lots of movies actually, where they need the anti-gravity, because it's hard to fake that. So I think that's what they did. Vomit comet. It's easy.
I saw conspiracies that the entire inside, the photos that were taken inside, there's a shot that had an arm kind of like sticking by the window. They don't look real. It looked like a mannequin arm.
I'm gonna have to see these pictures.
Yeah, that conspiracy thread was like 3 days ago. Good luck finding it.
I would say that Kubrick directed it, but he died. Well, does that wrap it up for the inner monologue?
I don't know. Let me think about it.
Huh?
My inner monologue says, I'm hungry.
My inner monologue also says I'm hungry.
What about yours? You,
I mean, well, my stomach says I'm hungry.
you know, right, but you interpret that with your inner monologue as, I am hungry. I think. That or you just don't. I don't know.
I can confirm or deny nothing.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm thinking that I am getting hungry, but before I eat, I gotta shower, and then I do the kitty litter, and then I can eat.
well, alright. So exciting.
Yay!
So excited.
Yes,
So
please
excited. I didn't say
please.
much.
Share your thoughts,
Look, I know I'm your favorite, but
and if you don't have thoughts,
share
just
your speech bubble.
share
Right.
your visual speech bubble.
Share whatever you can, I mean, I guess. Hey, this kitty's gonna share a little love.
Indeed.
He's doing much better. If you guys watched today's video, that's going to be getting uploaded. He's doing much better. He's not sick anymore.
Oh, good.
No
I'm
sniffles.
glad. No sniffles.
Something to think about, if you can think.
Right, today's episode that's posting today is, what is it?
Sleep paralysis.
Sleep
That's the
paralysis.
paralysis. Ooh.
Yeah, that one was pretty spooky.
Ooh.
Yeah, looking up the images to include in the video were kind of...
Mm.
Some of the images of Hatman are kind of fucked.
So, closing segment. So, Roger. You guys remember who Roger is?
Roger with
Yes.
the orbs. Yeah.
Roger, yes.
Roger.
Yeah, something like
Roger.
2 years ago, I asked him, it's relevant to this. I asked him, how do you think? I'd even ask him, like he asked me, what do you mean? I'm like, how do you think? And he couldn't give an answer because he had to think about what I meant by that. But then Roger, he presented a question to me. He just came straight up. He's like, so where do you think you are in life? And I was like, it was kind of like, imagine like a Google search, and it tells you like how long it took to search up what you looked up, and it's like, oh, okay. So if I interpret that as the American dream, I have a house. I can afford it. I have a job. I can pay my bills. So, yeah, I think I'm doing all right. I'd rather not have to work, but I'm doing all right.
That's why we do the podcast.
He asked me that question today.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
I looked at him and went, hopefully near the fucking end of it.
But yeah,
That's a joke. For legal reasons.
I was waiting for it.
But yeah, like some people just gotta have time to think. But like it's kind of curious to what a person would do if they have no thought on that. Like if they can't think about it.
I wonder if people who don't think but just do have more, or maybe get more joy out of life. I don't know.
Ignorance is bliss.
Sometimes I overthink a lot of things, and so I won't do a project just because I overthought it. And now I'm like, I'm going to mess it up. I know I'm going to mess it up. And then I just don't do it. So I messed it up because I didn't even do it.
So one of my favorite quotes was my my graduation quote. You know how they have those?
Mm-hmm.
So, Adventure Time. Jake, he said something, he was like, dude, sucking at something is the first start of being good at it.
Right, you gotta start somewhere.
I butchered the quote, but that's essentially what he said. Sucking at something is the first step at being sort of good at something. So you gotta start somewhere. Please like and subscribe.
Please! We have to feed our babies and shit.
Done!
I will stop asking. Like and subscribe.
Right, we're not asking
Do it!
anymore.
Yeah, don't think about it, just do it.
For the cat's sake, please.
Yeah, they need food.
They need food and clean litter.
Can't you see they're starving?
Look at... I'm wasting away
For legal
here.
reasons, that is a joke. They are very healthy cats.
They are healthy cats. They're fine.
No.
I'm fine. They're fine. We're all fine here.
Yeah, we're
Look,
all
I
How
would
are
be
you?
300 pounds if I wasn't fine.
Yeah, how are you guys? Think about it.
Where are you at in life?
Yeah, where are you at in life? Do you have an inner monologue? We already asked that, but I don't care. I'll ask again.
We've asked a few times.
We're all right. See you guys next week.
Later.
Alright, deuces.
Later, Gator. Right.
Wait, I just thought of something funny. So imagine a parent telling a kid, think about what you just did. Well, how is he going to think about it? It's going to tear him apart because he can't think about it.
Can't think about it.
How's it going to tear him apart if he can't think?
It's like cruel punishment.
You're right. He's not even going to overthink it
Go to
because
your-
he can't think.
Go to your room and think about what you did. But I can't.
I don't know how
I
to
can go to my
think.
room, but I can't think about it.
Right. And we're done.
Okay, bye.